Novak Djokovic tipped for retirement after Australian Open as Alcaraz Sinner threat persists. Novak Djokovic has remained a fan favorite for decades now. But with the rise of powerhouses like Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, he had to face disappointing defeats in the recent tournaments. Take the 2025 US Open semifinal, for example. The Serbian wasn't able to match Alcaraz's rhythm, and his gas tank emptied by the third set. This is the extent that his age has brought him to. And this has added fuel to talks about his retirement. Of course, the 38-year-old is nowhere near calling it quits. And he has been pretty vocal about it. He once claimed, "I'm not giving up on Grand Slams, I'm going to continue fighting. I still want to play a full Grand Slam season next year." The 4 Grand Slams hold a lot more significance for Djokovic than any other major tournament. He is currently in pursuit of his 25th Grand Slam title, having pocketed 24 already. At the end of the day, these are the pillars that hold the world of tennis. However, Connors and Rennae Stubbs think a bit differently. According to Rennae Stubbs, the 2026 Australian Open would be the Serbian star's final major tournament. On the Rennae Stubbs tennis podcast, the famed coach claimed, "To me, and I said this on the coverage after the match was done. I feel like the Australian Open, and I've said this over and over, I feel like that's gonna be his last major to play." Furthermore, she assumed that beating Sinner and Alcaraz on a clay surface in a best-of-5 sets would be nigh on impossible for Novak Djokovic. This means that, according to Stubbs, Djokovic will not go on to fight at the French Open. She continued, "I feel like the Australian Open would be a great way for him to finish his career. It's where his Grand Slam total started, and it's sort of like perfect for him in a lot of ways." During the recent episode of Advantage Connors, the former tennis player reflected on the match between Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz at the US Open. And he enjoyed it because it involved a 38-year-old chasing balls against an opponent more than a decade younger than him. Connors stated, "It just wears you down. You know, as great as Novak is and has been, and if he plays, he'll continue to be. Playing against those two guys, Sinner and Alcaraz, back-to-back would be a Herculean effort for him to win a Grand Slam, especially a 3 out of 5. But the 2026 Australian Open might not be the end for Djokovic. Yes, his Grand Slam debut came at the 2005 Australian Open, and his first Grand Slam win came at the 2005 French Open. And since then, he has been formidable, not unbeatable. But will he quit following his 25th Slam title? Will the 2026 Australian Open really mark the end of Novak Djokovic's career? We'll give you the answer right away. No, not really. And it certainly won't happen at the next Australian Open, as per Craig Tiley. During a conversation with Clay, the Australian Open D.